So it doesn't really matter what roller you use for this session. I've got a smooth one, but you can use the sort of knobbly ones if you're okay with that. Basically, with a roller for relaxation, we're looking to just get a nice sensation in the body. I mean, there was a time when people were thinking that it was some kind of trigger pointing or myofascial release, you might have heard. It's not doing any of those things, but what it is doing is it's helping to promote blood flow, it's helping to promote your lymphatic system, your drainage system, which helps with your immunity. So it can be really nice. And what it does in the most part is it stimulates your nervous system in a positive way and helps you relax from that. So they are worth doing if you like it, but what I would say is it shouldn't be, you shouldn't be rolling to the point of pain. So just watch out for that. You know, if you're really, really uncomfortable, then it probably isn't having the desired effect of relaxing you, in which case you might want to try something else for your relaxation. So we're going to come up and start on the bottom. So if you come up onto your roller, and then we're going to put the left ankle on the right thigh, and then we're going to pick up the bottom and just turn it so we've got most of our left glute on the roller, and then we're just going to roll it up and down. So getting right into the top of the glutes and then all the way down. And just taking the weight and moving it around. So maybe moving it a little bit back to the right and then moving it again down towards the left. So you really get all of that side of the glutes and massage it. And we don't need to do tons and tons of it. You don't need to be here for hours. So just getting it, stimulating that area, hopefully in a positive and nice way. And then we're going to move down to the hamstring. So just take the weight, take the foot over, put it under one hamstring. So put it under the hamstrings on your left. One set of hamstrings, I say, not one hamstring. And then again, straight up and down first. So down the back, and then just start to turn the foot. So you turn the toes, they're facing outwards, and you get a little bit more of the outer side of the hamstrings. And then turn the foot inwards, so you get into the inner thigh a little bit more. And again, you're looking to go all the way from the glutes to the back of the knee. And again, just turning the toes in, and then turning the toes out, so we're getting all of the hamstrings involved. And for me, definitely on the inside feels a little bit tighter, so I'm just going to do a little bit longer on that side just to help relax that area, but it may be different for you, maybe on the outside more. And then we're going to move it down to the calves, so taking it just at the base of the knee. Same thing, just picking the, pushing yourself down on the right side, and then just doing up and down, straight up and down the calves, from all the way from the back of the knee to the ankle. And then same thing, just start to turn the toes out, and then start to turn the toes in. And you might find that there's one or two points where it's a little bit more intense and tender. And you don't need to loiter too long there, but what you can do is just find that point where it's a bit tight, and then just use the other leg to press down. And again, if it's too uncomfortable, don't do it. But if it feels nice, put the other leg on top so you've got a bit of pressure. And then you're just going to point and flex the toes on that bottom leg. So you actually end up relaxing the muscle a little bit more, helping encourage it to relax. So point the toes away, pull the toes back. And then you might want to move the roller ever so slightly. Do the same thing again. Point the toes, pull them back. Point. And then just a little bit more. So for me, I definitely feel that more towards the base of the calves, but it's quite nice at this top part as well. So if you do have a preferred point, you can move it back there and just finish off on that side. And remember, nice big breaths as you do this, just like you would do with the stretching. Big breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth to help, again, just to help the body to relax. And then we're going to work our way back up the other legs. We're going to move the roller underneath the right calves. Same thing, so starting at the base of the calves, whoop, and then sliding all the way up to the base of the knees and back. So again, starting going just straight up and down, and then starting to turn. So turning the toes outwards, and then turning them in. And then out. And again, you might find that one way is more sensitive than the other. Keep the breath flowing, particularly if it does feel a little bit tight and sensitive. Keep the breath flowing. And if you've done any of my stretch classes, you'll know, keep your jaw relaxed. I know it sounds a bit weird, but the jaw, if we tense through the jaw, it tends to tense up a lot of other places in the body. So relax your jaw, and it helps to relax the whole body. Good. And again, same thing, just find any particular points that you want to pause on. You don't have to do this, you can carry on just rolling. Putting the other foot on top if you want to, and then pointing and flexing the toes on that right leg. And like I say, it's just to promote relaxation, promote a bit of blood flow. You don't need huge amounts of pressure because it's not myofascial release or anything like that. So you don't need to have it really super heavy. It really is just whatever feels good to you. I'm going to go a bit lower for these last couple of bits. Pointing, flexing the toes. Lovely. And then moving the roller, we're going to go into the hamstrings on that right side. So same thing, under the hamstrings with the roller, all the way into the base of the bottom, all the way to the back of the knee. And then starting to turn the toes outwards, and then turning them in. And then out again. And again, just see where it feels. So for me on this side, it's actually the outer side, though I feel it a bit more, rather than the inner side, but it might be different for you. Just keep rolling wherever it feels good to you. Or sometimes, I mean, I say feels good, sometimes there's that kind of like nice pain where it feels nice, slightly uncomfortable, but nice, if that makes sense. Feels like it's doing something. And again, it is just stimulating your nervous system in a positive way. Come back, and then we're going to sit up, take the roller underneath the right side. So we're going to put the right ankle on the left thigh, turn the bottom so that we've got more of the right glutes on there. And again, just rolling up and down. And then pushing more weight into that side, taking the weight out a little bit, putting a little bit more on. And again, we don't need to do tons and tons of it, it's just to get bit of blood flow, a bit of sensation on that side. And then come down. I'm going to take the roller behind. Facing forwards, we're going to take the feet a little bit wider than the hips, and then just drop the knees down. And then we're going to move that back leg all the way back, and this one here. So we're in like a 90-degree angle with the front leg, 90-degree angle with the back leg. And then fingertips on your roller, we're going to reach up. And as we come over, we're going to roll away. So we end up with the roller underneath the arm, and we're going to stretch out. And then we're going to come back. So fingertips on the roller, and then just slide it away. It comes up under the arm, stretch, and then return. Good, we're going to do one more. Reach and stretch. On the next one, we're going to add in a rotation. So we're going to come all the way up and over. And then we're going to bring this arm down towards the roller. And then we're going to take it back. And then up. We can do that twice more. Roll away. Twist. Return. And up. So it's a nice bit of hip mobility where we've got the hips out, the knees out and legs out like this. It's a bit of thoracic rotation through the spine. And a nice stretch through the shoulder. This time we're going to stay there. So we're going to come all the way up and over. Twist towards the floor. So we've got both hands on the roller, and then we're going to roll away a little bit further if you can, and then roll in. Roll out, stretch, and then come back in. And again, reaching away, back in. We're going to do twice more. So we get that lovely stretch down the right hand side. Stretch, and in. Come back. We're going to flip it over and do the same on the other side. So put the roller on the other side, knees go down, push that top leg all the way back. Bring this one here so we've got that 90-degree angle at the front and 90-degree angle at the back. Fingertips on the roller, all the way up and over, stretch, and then return. So again, keep the breath flowing. I like to do an out breath on the way over into that stretch. In breath to return. One more like this, then we're going to add in that twist. All the way out, and come back in. So let's add the twist, so we come all the way over, and then we're going to twist towards the roller. We're going to twist back, and then come back up. And again, all the way over. Twist, return, and back up. Good, one more like this. Over, twist, return, and up. This time we're going to pause over on the side. So we're going to come all the way over, turn towards the roller, both hands on the roller, push away, and then come back in. Push away, and then come back in. So we're really getting that stretch down this side. Reach and return. Good, one more. All the way out. All the way back in. Lovely, and then just turn towards the roller now. So coming onto all fours, we're going to put the roller underneath our quads. So we don't really want to go over the kneecap here, so you want to be just above the knee. Have the right, it's my right leg, so it doesn't matter which leg you've got on top of it, but have the other one loose. So we're only putting one on at a time, and that way then we can take the weight on the other leg if we need to, if it's a bit heavy. I'm just going to do the same thing we did on the front, so go straight up and down the top first, or through the middle. So top of the knee to the top of the hip, or base of the hip I should say. And then we're going to start to move to the side. So I'm going to twist, so I've got one side going up and down, outer edge, and then twist, so it's more like the inner thigh going down. And again, it might feel different side to side. So for me, definitely outside feels a bit more acute, shall we say? And if you need to, like I say, take the weight on the other leg so you're not putting too much weight down the roller if it's too painful. And then when you've done enough, take it over to the other side. Remember, it shouldn't be intolerable. So if it's really, really uncomfortable and painful, just don't do it for very long, or don't do it at all. Like I said, it's supposed to feel nice, so take it onto the other side. Same thing. Up and down. And then starting to turn, so we've got more of the outside of the leg, pressing on the roller, and then more of the inside of the leg. Good, one more time on the outside. And then the inside. Lovely, and then come up. Grab the roller, it's going to go behind us now. We're just going to finish off with a little bit of extension in the upper back. So this is quite a nice one for us as runners because we tend to be quite strong and up, well, we hope we are quite strong and open in that upper back. So keeping ourselves nice and tall when we run, but it can lead to a bit of stiffness in that upper back, particularly if you also do things like desk working as well, when you're sort of encouraging a more rounded shoulder. So we want to just help with that. So if we put the roller, so it's just, if you're wearing a bra, sort of just above bra strap height, so sort of the middle of your ribs. If you've got long hair, top tip here, get it out of the way, because if it gets caught in the roll, it's really painful. So get your hair out of the way, put your hands behind your head to support you, and then just going to start by extending back over your roller and then releasing off. So nice big breaths, exhale out over the roller. Inhale, return. Inhale, return. And just find that space in that extension, keeping the breath flowing. And then if you want to, you can start rolling the actual upper back. So we come up with the head, lift the bottom off, and then you're just letting it come up to the base of the neck, all the way down to sort of the base of the ribs. Feels nice. And just like we did with the other side, the other parts of the body, sorry, we're going to go straight up and down the middle to start. And then you're going to start, just take the weight over maybe onto the right side first. And then back through the middle. And then onto the left side. And again, you might find that one side is significantly tighter or feels that sensation of tightness more. And just play around with it, just roll up and down. Keep the breath flowing. Play around with where it feels nice, or it feels like it's doing something, if you like. And then come back to the center. So the roller's just above the bra strap height again. We're going to extend back over the roller. Now, if you need to, leave one hand supporting the head and extend the other arm away. So we get a nice stretch. Try and drop the lower back towards the floor so we're getting that stretch in the upper back and shoulders. And then bring that hand back, support the head, take the other hand out. Reach behind you. Now, if you've got the mobility in the back and the neck, you could always take both hands at the same time. But if that's not comfortable for your neck, remember it's not a test, it's not a challenge. It's supposed to be a relaxing, comfortable position. So if it's not, leave one hand supporting your head. Take some nice big breaths. Lovely. And then bring the hands back to support the head again. Curl slowly up. Take the roller out. Lift up your bottom. Last little bit, we're going to place the roller underneath your bottom in the sort of fatty bit at the top of your bottom. And then extend the legs away. From there, you're going to try and drop your lower back towards the floor. Obviously, it won't touch because you're being lifted up, but by just tucking the tailbone under like that, we're closing down, also preventing the back from doing all the stretching, and we're just pulling it down, and we're going to open out a little bit more across the front now, so across the top of the hips. Take the arms over behind you, reaching away, and just take some nice big breaths there. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then just sweep the arms round, hug the knee into the chest on one side, leave the other leg long and relaxed. And then reaching away again. Sweep the arms around, hugging the other knee all the way into the chest. And then release. Lovely. And we are done. So when you're ready, bend the knees in, pick up the bottom so you can take out your roller. Come back up, and thank you very much for joining me.